I'm not even here today, and yet I'm here today because of chubby bears, space toilets, and a very special reverse pizza delivery. Let's take a look on the bright side. Hello, my friends, and welcome to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog, and please forgive today's rather casual look, though considering I've come out here in the past dressed like Willy Wonka, and then just last week in a pair of jeans with gaping holes at knee level, asking for your apparel patience is probably late and unnecessary at this point. Still, this is me. This is like what I wear when I'm not here, something plaid, oftentimes something with a taco on it. Anywho, see, I was off work today, but I didn't want to miss a chance to come in and do this because some of this week's material is time sensitive, so let's get going with the bright side. Well, the age of COVID has been a bear for everyone, but perhaps some actual bears can bring us a bit of joy and some advice too. What better way and what better thing than a bear, especially this time of year, to say, hey man, just stock up and chill in your cave for a while. Plus, if you still haven't recovered from not being able to fill out a bracket this year for March Madness, this will take care of that too. Fat Bear Week is back, thanks to Katmai National Park in Alaska. The online competition is now in its 6th year. The husky competitors go head-to-head, whittling down from 12 Ursa Majors to a big, beautiful champion. And there's no shaming here. For bears to stay healthy while they hibernate, they have to pack on the pounds. Voting is open now. Make your voice heard. Go to explore.org/fat-bear-week. The winner will be crowned on October 6th. Now, if voting on bears seems unseemly somehow, there's another voting option for you to consider this week. Let's go to number 2, and as fate would have it, going number 2 is a critical consideration in this next contest. Potty humor. Cintas is having its 19th annual Search for America's Best Restroom. You're looking at the 10 finalists on bestrestrooms.com. They include Greeley Square in New York, Swift's Attic in Austin, Texas, and Gaslight Bar and Grill right here in my neck of the woods, Cincinnati, Ohio. Winners get a $2,500 grant for restroom cleaning or facility services. Voting on this one runs through October 19th. The finalists were selected based on cleanliness, visual appeal, innovation, functionality, and unique design elements. I'm a big functionality guy when it comes to these things, but to each their own. And I really prefer to be on my own home base anyway for that kind of work. But what if home base is a space station? Well, then that functionality stuff better really be on point, especially taking into account Howard Wolowitz's warning about the hearty potato-based diet of some cosmonauts. Fortunately, NASA appears to be on top of these things. A new toilet ready to be christened on the International Space Station. But this is not your run-of-the-mill flush and swirl. It is reportedly smaller than space commodes of old, smells better, and is more female-friendly. The Universal Waste Management System represents years of design and engineering. Not only does this space toilet provide bathroom needs for astronauts, it also recycles water that will be used again for other uses. Yummy! Reminds me of that scene in Waterworld with Kevin Costner, which I found unsettling. NASA says 90% of all water-based liquids on the space station, including urine and sweat, get recycled. The new toilet cost around $23 million to make. You know, they say in space no one can hear you scream. And yet, depending on the meal of the day, if one were to boldly go, if you will, I fear they could hear other things. The ISS just isn't that big. It's too bad the $23 million didn't bring a little soundproofing, right? But I digress. The people who work on these things, just in general, all this space stuff, are brilliant. And the newest branch of the military, Space Force, is no doubt hoping to lure some of those brilliant minds. And they just recently welcomed an honorary member to their ranks who brings his own kind of wisdom, the kind honed over 105 years. Elise Martinez has the story.
On his 105th birthday, First Lieutenant Charles Dever got a special surprise from the team at Vandenberg Air Force Base. You can see the emotion on his face as his brothers in arms honor him with the color guard. Then, surrounded by his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, the 30th Space Wing Commander made Lieutenant Dever an honorary member of the United States Space Force.
Just like you led the way to the birth of the Air Force, your example that our airmen, as they transition to become space professionals, we're so grateful for all that you have done.
Dever says he had no idea this was coming.
It's incredible. I never expected anything like this at all.
Dever is one of the last remaining members of what's known as the Greatest Generation. The World War II vet served as a navigator in the Army Air Corps, sitting right in the cockpit of B-24 airplanes, witnessing all of the fighting going on around him.
He has always told us stories. He said, it was the time of his life, and also he was scared to death.
Dever risked his life flying more than 50 missions.
Every mission, waking up, preparing, reading the intelligence, getting ready for the flight, knowing that that could be your last, but doing it day after day after day. It's truly amazing.
Service members from Vandenberg also sent birthday cards and emails of gratitude to Dever, who received many medals for his accomplishments, including the Distinguished Flying Cross. And finally, the Vandenberg team folded and presented Dever with the American flag.
This flag is a symbol of our appreciation for your honorable and faithful service. There you go.
And as for the secret to a long and fulfilling life, Dever has 4 simple words for us.
Breathe in and out.
Breathe in and out.
Now let's turn the clock back about 90 years and turn our gaze from stars and sky to the racetrack. A teenager from my hometown knows all about speed, and now the racing world is starting to get to know him too. All this despite not being old enough to drive himself to his races. Here's my friend Brad Underwood.
At speeds over 110 miles per hour, Sabin Biben is making a name for himself on dirt tracks around the Midwest.
He just said he was going to be a race car driver when he was little. We didn't take him to a track or anything. He was going to be Jeff Corden.
For Dad Maury, watching his son turn laps is one thing. But this summer at the Lawrenceburg Speedway, Biben finished 6th in points, earning him Rookie of the Year.
What's neat about it is he can do it, and now the other drivers trust him, and we have the equipment now that he can compete with them.
Biben's racing career, like many drivers, began on the go-kart track, then midgets, winged sprint cars, and now Sabin drives a 410 non-wing. Oh yeah, he's 15 years old.
You're out there going 110, but you can't drive out here on Ebenezer.
No, not yet.
This weekend he's leveling up. Biben is hoping to qualify for the final race of the year for the USAC Series Fall National Championship at Lawrenceburg Speedway against the best sprint car drivers in the country.
Very few times I step back and get to realize just what I'm doing and how lucky I am to be able to do that. But most of the time it's just kind of looking into the future and, keep on working hard to get to where I want.
Here's the thing. Biben is no dummy. A 4.0 GPA, National Honor Society, and he'll graduate high school a year and a half early, giving him, hopefully, more time to race.
The goal is just to make a living racing, and whatever cards I'm dealt and the way I go, it doesn't matter, but as long as I'm having fun and doing it, that's the goal. So as long as I can accomplish that, I'll be happy.
So how great is that guy? Best of luck to Sabin on his upcoming races. And you know what else I love about that story? The pride you can hear in his dad's voice. Fathers and sons, man, helping your kid pursue his dream. And then sometimes you're just trying to lift your son's spirits, maybe help him find a smile. That's what a dad in Fort Worth is doing. And he's doing it with some pretty sweet moves. Ken Molestina has this one.
3, here we go, ready?
These kinds of dance moves are usually inspired by loud music.
Michael Jackson.
But for Chuck Yielding, acknowledgement from his son is all he really needs.
we get out here and just try to communicate, best we can.
14-year-old Aiden Yielding is receiving chemo treatment at Cook Children's in Fort Worth for leukemia. Because of COVID-19 rules, only one parent is allowed inside. And since Aiden's mom works at the hospital, she was the clear choice. Even clearer, though, is the fact that Dad wasn't going to be too far away. So every Tuesday, during breaks in between treatment, Chuck finds the nearest window to his son, and he dances for him.
It's funny. It's watching him figure out all what he's gonna do. Cheers me up sometimes.
And that's the goal.
Just anything to bring his spirits up a little bit. Let him know that he's not alone and we're with him.
When he can muster enough strength, Aiden dances back, mirroring his father's disco moves from 3 stories up.
It makes me feel like he's there, and I don't know, he's just a funny guy.
Lori Yielding is Aiden's mom.
Family is everything. Togetherness is everything. But even when you can't be together and a whole family as a unit, you find ways that you can.
So, come rain, shine, or even extreme heat,
put a chair out and sit and wait.
This dad isn't going anywhere.
It's my look, they're waving, hey buddy!
Because that reaction is priceless, and it proves this family...
We find ways to keep the energy flowing through.
...will be dancing to their own beat forever.
Man, I love that one. And we've got time for one more. I used to deliver pizza, and one might think that's a young man's game, but that's not the case here. At nearly 90 years old, the gentleman you're about to meet has been delivering pizzas 30 hours a week to make ends meet. But thanks to a generous gift from a loyal customer, maybe he won't have to work quite so much. Alex Cabrero has one more to inspire.
There are as many places to get pizza as there are toppings.
I love pineapple on my pizza.
And when it comes time to order that combination, Carlos Valdez chooses this Papa John's in Roy.
That's the only thing my wife loves, so...
It's not so much because they think it's the best tasting pizza, but more because of the delivery guy.
Hello, are you looking for some pizza?
The Valdezes have gotten to know Derlin Newey from his deliveries.
Sure do appreciate you. I've been by 1,000 times.
So much that they ask for him by name when ordering and record him for their TikTok videos, which have become pretty popular with their 53,000 followers because of how kind Newey always is.
It's insane.
But one thing that kept coming up is why an 89-year-old man was delivering pizzas.
Somebody at that age should not be working that much.
So the Valdezes got an idea. They figured, why not ask their followers to maybe donate some money to help Newey out? They thought maybe they'd get a few bucks here and there. Instead, they got a lot more.
Collectively as a community, we all came together and we were able to raise over $12,000 for this amazing person.
This morning, the Valdezes went to Newey's house for a delivery of their own.
Good morning, Derlin. How you doing?
Newey had no idea.
We collectively collected a gift for you. And I am here to deliver that to you on behalf of the TikTok community.
Newey didn't even know what TikTok was.
You communicate with each other?
Yes.
Through the telephone.
But he knew what $12,000 was and couldn't believe it.
How do I ever say thank you? I don't know what to say.
Turns out he lives alone and started delivering pizzas because he couldn't afford his bills on Social Security alone.
And I work about 30 hours a week.
Now, with this money from strangers, maybe he won't have to work so hard.
I don't know what to say, but except thank you.
It's a delivery he never expected.
This couldn't have gone any better.
Proving
there's hope.
Being kind to each other is priceless.
There is nothing like a community coming together. And that's really what happens here, a community coming together. So make sure you like the video and you share it, you subscribe to our channel, because the bigger this community gets, the brighter it's going to get. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time when we take a look on the bright side.